We're the Essary family, and we're exploring America, one destination at a time.
All right, so lot to catch up on, but let's specifically talk about transportation and about trips. So a lot of things have happened. Some unexpected things happen, which I don't know, I'm 50-50 on right now, and I'll let you know kind of what the outcome is as far as that goes. So I left home base on Sunday. So I drove up here Sunday, got up here Monday, self-dispatched for the very first time. There was I'm trying to get loads. I'm not really particular, not really picky about which loads that I get. I just need loads. I need to make some money. So Monday self-dispatch, which was a new thing for me. Very simple process. Wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. So self-dispatch Monday, was driving back Tuesday. Yeah, driving back Tuesday. I might have the days messed up. It's been a long week. Anyways, self-dispatched another load. Self-dispatched another load. So I self-dispatched 3 loads while I was self-dispatched going up to Wisconsin. So I back up just a little bit. First trip went to Pennsylvania, Apollo, Pennsylvania. Beautiful place. Nice, hilly. Really, I mean, as far as scenic goes, really beautiful place. Went to Fremont, Indiana. So I didn't have to go to Ohio. I went to Fremont, Indiana. That was a real quick trip. Got there, got back. That was trip 7. Trip 8 went to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And those are all self-dispatched. 6, 7, 8 were all self-dispatched. 9 and 10, because I did 2 extra loads, I called into my, while I was on my way to Oshkosh, my wife called me and said, hey, there's loads that are going to DeForest, Wisconsin, which is right down the road. So I quickly called my dispatcher, got a hold of her and said, hey, I'm headed to Oshkosh. Can I get one of those reloads from Oshkosh to DeForest? And actually there was 3 on the board to go from Oshkosh to DeForest. And I was like, can I get all 3 of them? I mean, that's a day. That's easy. And she goes, well, the other 2 are already being dispatched out, but there's another one going from Rothschild, Wisconsin, back to DeForest. And I was like, okay. I mean, as long as it's not taking me further away from the Indiana hub area, the Goshen area, then I'm cool with it. So, needless to say, I got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I've done 5 loads in my time that I've been up here. So I've been up here. I've been on the clock Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 5 loads, 5 days. Well, today's Friday. And my next load, thank the Lord that he provides, because I get to go back to Texas. So I'm super excited about that. Me and my dispatcher have been working pretty much 2 weeks on trying to get me a load back to Texas. So she hooked me up. I got a load going back to Texas. But I don't have the time left on my work shift to get back to Texas. So I am doing a 34-hour reset. So a little tidbit into the whole log scenario. I'm still not 100% sure how logs work or where they get their time from. So I'm still trying to figure that part out, but this is what I know. So I know that you have 70 hours in 8 days that you can work, that you can be on duty, doing what, making loads, picking up, getting fuel, that type of stuff. So within the 5 days that I've been here, I burned through 58 hours. So it left me 12 hours to get to Texas. Well, anyone know pulling a trailer from Goshen, Indiana to Texas, you're not making it in 12 hours. Not obeying the the rules and the laws. So I'm not even going to attempt hooking up and making my way back. So my 11th trip, I won't be able to pick up till tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, and I'll spend Saturday, Sunday getting to Texas. Where we're going, I actually have family there, so I'm really excited about that. Going to be making arrangements to kind of hang out with them Sunday night, drop off first thing Monday morning, get back to my family Monday afternoon. So great plans going forward. But I have to do a 34-hour reset. So inside that time, I got to find something to do. I mean, I can't sit around. Now, granted, 34 hours is a little different. So I slept last night. I have today. I'll sleep tonight. And then I'll wake up first thing in the morning, hook up, and get going on the road. So most of the time, I'm going to be sleeping during that 34 hours. I got about 14 hours of I don't know what to do with myself time. So that's what I'm figuring out right now, and that's the adventure that I'm going to take you on is, there's a lot of things to do. Goshen is huge, in case you don't know. Goshen is massive. Some of the other places, some of the other yards that they have, it's not too big, but Goshen's huge. So I am headed to Goshen to go grocery shopping because I left kind of in a hurry in order to make loads on the work week that I have. And I'll get into that a little bit more as far as kind of our schedule and everything. But so we weren't 100% prepared on a full week of me being gone as far as food preparation. So in that case, I have ran out of food that my wife has prepared me yesterday. So Thursday's meal consisted of, I went to Arby's and grabbed me an Arby melt. So that was really good, which was right across from where I was picking up one of the loads. Even better. But last night consisted of peanuts and beef jerky. And that's what I ate for dinner last night. So I'm going to go shopping. I don't know where. I know that there's an Aldi's and a Walmart. Those are just kind of two go-to. I know what's there type things. And then I'm going to go get some lunch. And I'm going to go check out Goshen. I know it has some very beautiful places, some very beautiful parks. Just go see what there is to do and kind of show you what I do in my 34 hours. Now, don't get me wrong. It would be real simple for me to just relax and lay here and not do anything, but I need things. So I need to go get things done. So let's go check it out. Oh, and another thing, we're in October, middle of October, I think, somewhere around there. It's cold up here. And I mean cold. Called my wife this morning. It was 72 degrees in Texas, where we're currently located at. Sorry, I'm getting my plate. Getting ready to go. But up here it was 52 degrees. 52 degrees. It might be 52 degrees in Texas for like 30 days. You're already 52 degrees, and we're in October. We still have 4 months of this. So, although Indiana, I love your weather. As cold as it is, I'm not sure if I like you anymore. You might just be a spring and fall destination. You may not be a winter destination for sure. But we'll take Chuck. We're gonna head into Goshen and see what we can do. Where are my keys? Let's go. So I'm here at Aldi's, and no lie, I really don't know what I'm looking for or what I'm doing. My wife usually takes care of all this, so yeah. I know I want chips. That's about all I know. I only got to get 4 meals, so I'm going here into Walmart. So Yes, babe, this is scary. So, all right, try not to spend too much money. That's my job. That's what I'm going for here. All right, so I've already done some shopping, got my groceries, got the ice, got them chilled out. Went and got me some pizza from one of my favorite places, Papa John's. Write down in the comments, what your favorite pizza place is. Mine's Papa John's. I fell in love with it whenever I was in the military. They had really good pizza next to our base, so I guess that's just kind of where I've always gone. So definitely going to be eating this. And then I'm over here in Goshen's Park where they got some baseball and they got some walking trails, and we'll show you a little bit more of it because it's really nice. I do need to get out. I need to get my steps in for sure. So I'm going to be doing some walking. But let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm looking at while I eat. I don't know. I like it. May not be your scene, but we'll see. Check this out. Nice greenery. Little fall colored trees. Got a water fountain. Got some geese. Ducks. Geese. Those are not ducks. Over there. So, just enjoying the scenery. Gonna eat some pizza. Take a little bit of time and then I'll take you on the trail. Look how cool this is. Bike trail, walking trail. Right next to a little river. Backside of the houses. Walking bridges to connect to the community. And then kind of down below is the park. I'm not sure if you can really see that or not, but so far pretty cool. Now here at Elkhart River, which is, I'm right beside in the park area, it all flows down into this dam, this canal, this, not actually sure 100% what to call this, but it all comes to this house right here with these big wheels and these big bars over here to this. So you can see where the top of the water is on the bottom of the screen. On the top you can see the turmoil of the water that's going out into the rest of the Elkhart River. So really cool building. Haven't seen one of these in quite some time, in ages really. A fully functioning, they can bring the river up or down whichever way they want to do with it. So this is going to be several different clips where I'm going to explain different scenarios, different things that I just see on the road. No, I am not holding the phone. I have hands free. So make sure everyone knows that, so I'm not breaking any kind of rules or anything. But before we get into that, we need to understand the terminology. And if my screen starts getting really bouncy, I'm really sorry. I'm on the interstate. Interstates are not smooth, just so you know. I am working on trying to get some type of software or something to take out as much vibration as I possibly can. But we really need to talk about terminology. I need to talk about, you know, how I'm going to be kind of describing some of this stuff. So the very first thing is passenger vehicles. So anything that's not a professional driver, that you don't have a load, or you're not driving a big rig. So all your small trucks, you know, the things you can get at a Ford dealership, Chevy, you know, any kind of dealership, then those are passenger vehicles. Whenever I'm talking about professional drivers, it's everywhere from the 18-wheelers to, you know, those that are carrying the Amazon, food, Walmarts, even all the way up to like the big gas tanks or the milk trucks, all the way down to kind of what I do, which is haul RVs or even like Carvana or something like that. So those are professional drivers. They have DOT regulations that they have to follow while doing their transport. So those are two very, very needful terminologies that you need to know. Definitions that definitely need to happen. Another thing that we need to understand is 18-wheelers definitely know the left lane is for passing only. Professional drivers know left lane is for passing only. And hopefully I can get you a video of where, you know, 18-wheelers are driving side by side for a reason. And I'll explain that whenever it happens. But another thing we need to understand is 18-wheelers usually are governed. Now, what does governed mean? Well, it can mean either two things. Number one, governed is they have something that's on their engine, on their motor, that only allows them to travel at a max miles per hour. So they are maxed out as far as how fast they can drive at any given point. They are governed by their motor, or they are governed by their company policy that says that you have to stay within so many miles per hour whenever you're doing certain things. So I know that for wave, whenever you are bobtailing, so this is another one. Bobtailing is whenever you're going to get a load. You don't have a load, there's nothing behind you. You see those 18-wheelers where it's just the cab, they don't have any kind of trailer or anything behind them? That's called bobtailing. All right, so situation number one. If you're coming off the on-ramp onto an interstate or a major highway, you need to pick up the speed to do whatever the speed limit is. All right, that way you can just match in with the flow. But what happened is 3 vehicles just got on. There was a box truck, the one that's in front of me, that was on my side. I had to slow down just a little bit in order to get over. So I'm passing the 3 vehicles that got on. There's an 18-wheeler that is probably doing the same, maybe a little less. I'll eventually catch him through my time. But the 2 vehicles that passed me, or the 3 vehicles that came on, now 2 of them are waiting for me to get over. So I got past the 3rd vehicle, and of course I know left-hand lane is for passing only. So I made my passes, I got over, and now I'm watching the 18-wheeler to see if I'm catching him or if I'm slowing, or if I'm, or if he's leaving me. But I'm also watching my left-hand side to see what vehicles are coming up, to see when I can move over if I do catch the 18-wheeler. Because one of the main things that transporters, professional drivers, they do is they set their cruise at whatever speed that is. Whenever I am bobtailing, whenever I'm empty, even driving personal, I don't like to go more than 70. That's just because of the miles per gallon. And so I know that I'm catching the 18-wheeler now for sure. No one's coming up beside me, so I'm going to go ahead and get in the left-hand lane in order to pass this 18-wheeler. But I don't like going more than 70 regardless if it is 75, 80, you know, whatever the speed limit is. My max is 70. That's just because of the way that I like to drive. Past the 18-wheeler, we'll go ahead and smooth on over, because I have vehicles behind me that caught up to me, of course. And so they're going to come around me. There's going to be 3 of them. And then I got to, you know, I'm always looking ahead like, hey, am I catching the next vehicle? If I am catching the next vehicle, what's coming up behind me that's going to stop me from getting over in time to pass them? Because I like setting my cruise and not having to mess with it. So everyone is doing exactly what they're supposed to do right now. They're passing, they're getting over, they're speeding up. That car is going faster than the truck. They'll eventually get over whenever they get an open spot. So far so good, but that's one of the things. If you're going to get onto an interstate or a major highway where there's a lot of traffic that's happening, you got to speed up and meet them. Because sometimes you're going to run into situations where 18-wheelers cannot get over. There's someone in the left-hand lane, and now there's a chicken race going on of going, okay, hey, who's going to slow down first? 18-wheelers, professional drivers do not like slowing down for oncoming traffic or for merging traffic. You need to speed up in order to get into that situation. So that's scenario number 1. Trust me, there's going to be a whole lot more scenarios to come. So there's bobtailing. That's whenever you don't have anything. And then, you know, of course, everything is governed. And so a lot of 18-wheelers, they like setting their cruise. I love setting my cruise. Getting on the interstate where I know I'm going to be on it for the next 170 miles, to get on and just set it at 70. Watch the traffic around me, make sure that I'm not, you know, endangering anyone, but that I'm also not having to put on the brakes or speed up, is really nice. I mean, you get into a rhythm, you just start moving. What else is there? So, I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that are out there. Hopefully I'm going to go through as many as I possibly can before I post this video. We'll talk about the do's and the don'ts. But the good professional drivers, the good ones. There are some bad ones that believe that the road is made for them and you just got to get out of the way. I don't like those guys. Don't appreciate those guys. They make it hard for everyone else. This is something that I do want to point out. 3-lane highways, 4-lane, you know, 5, 6, especially in your bigger cities. You know, you get more lanes. Professional drivers are going to try to stay in the right 2 lanes, because we know that passenger vehicles are fast. They're way faster than us. They don't mind breaking the rules, you know, the speed limit, stuff of that nature. But I'm also going to let you know that there's some merges that goes on that we may be in the slow lane, and then 3 miles, 5 miles later, through all the different merges of, you know, highways coming in or off, or intersections or things of that nature, and all of a sudden we end up in the fast lane. It's happened to me several times where I'm going, it's a 3-lane, I'm in, you know, the middle lane, because I know that I'm a little faster than some 18-wheelers like this one on the right of me, but I know I'm not as fast as some of the passenger cars that are going to come around me, and then merges happen, and I'm in the fast lane. I didn't ask to be in the fast lane, I'm just in the fast lane. And I try to get over as you know, as soon as possible, as quick as possible. But it's not always possible. There may be traffic around me that stops me from getting over, you know, into the slower lanes. So take that in consideration whenever, you know, there's a big junction, a big, you know, mix matcher or something that happens. If there's 18-wheelers in the far left lane, they didn't choose it, more than likely. They just got put in it. So give them a little break, give them a little room to get to, you know, the slower lanes to get out of the way. And it just makes traveling that much easier. I mean, here in a little bit, I believe 57 is going to cut off, and whenever that happens, I'm in the middle lane, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to be in the fast lane. And so, you know, the 18-wheeler that's, you know, way in front of me, he's about to be in the fast lane. We didn't ask for it. We just got put there. So just give us a little room. Let us do our work. Let us move over. And everything will be a whole lot smoother all the way around. All right, so this is a perfect scenario. We have 18-wheelers in both lanes. We have some in the slow lane. We got a few in the fast lane. And in between are passenger cars. And then, of course, there's this Class A that's behind them. Now, a lot of different things could happen here. These cars, the passenger cars, could move over into the slow lane and try to get ahead of the 18-wheeler in order to pass it in front. That's not always the best case. Actually, it's the worst case. You don't ever want to get in the slow lane to pass an 18-wheeler. They're in the left lane for a reason. And that's usually because they're passing other 18-wheelers. So when that happens, just stay in the fast lane. That way you're giving the 18-wheelers an option of getting over whenever they possibly can. Or if they're going a little bit slower, if they hit a hill or something, it gives them that option to get over into the slow lane to let those passenger cars go first. So, a lot of different things happening here. Maybe I can get in front of this other 18-wheeler and kind of show y'all a little bit more what's going on. I don't mind getting over, slowing down, kind of showing y'all what's the scenario looking like. So, I mean, they could have gotten over and tried to pass, but you're going to be doing this whole bob and weaving thing that I'm doing right now, and it doesn't benefit anyone. So if you're going faster than other people, just stay in the left-hand lane. Don't try to bob and weave and try to get one car ahead. It's not going to make that big of a difference in traveling long distance or even short distance. And it allows the professional drivers more options. If they can get over, then they get over. If they can't get over, or if they're passing someone, then they're going to pass them, and as soon as they can, because they know that the left-hand lane is for passing only, they're going to get over. So we have two 18-wheelers that are going up a hill. They'll probably both have their cruise set at 70 miles an hour, but not every motor is set exactly at what 70 miles an hour would be. My 70 could be different from the other 18-wheeler 70. So although the one on the left is passing the one on the right very slowly, let's see if I can't keep up with him just a little bit. He's passing real slow. Now granted, we're on this hill, so it kind of, that's a factor that gets played into this. These two cars could try to bob and weave their way in between the 18-wheelers, but they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and staying in a left-hand lane. So this is kind of important to give those 18-wheelers options. Now, it looks like he has passed, and so he could get over for a second to let these cars go past him that are behind him. If he's a good driver, yeah, there he goes. So there's his blinker. 18-wheeler behind him is going to flash him. He gets over. Now all these other cars can make their way and pass him as well. I'm going to reset my cruise, see what happens. All right, so I'm going faster than the 18-wheeler in front of me. No one's coming up behind me in a hurry, so I'm going to get over and make my way. So that is textbook. That is exactly what is supposed to happen. So if you're going faster than someone else, get in the left-hand lane. People that are going faster behind you, just stay in the left-hand lane. There'll be a time where we will eventually get over. We'll make room for you to continue down your road. So kudos for all those people. Gold stars for everyone that was involved in all that little traffic jam that just happened. That's unwinding its way as it goes forward. So just a little tidbit. If you're in a hurry, stay in the fast lane. I promise you the 18-wheeler that's in the fast lane will get over as soon as it possibly can to allow you to pass. So great job to the truck drivers, great job to the passenger cars, and we'll continue on. Another thing that you have to worry about when especially whenever you're hauling something, is whenever other big rigs pass you. Now, for some strange reason, I can't explain the dynamics of it or what the air flow does, but I know for me, whenever a big rig comes up, an 18-wheeler comes up on my back end, it will suck. It'll suck me over. It'll pull me towards it, whichever way that it's passing me on. And then whenever it gets past me, the tail end will actually push me away. Something to do with the airflow, but just be mindful. If you ever see an 18-wheeler that does its little, fishtail looking thing whenever another 18-wheeler is beside it, and you're afraid to pass it or to go next to it, that's the whole reason. There's a whole airflow dynamic. And so that's another reason why a lot of 18-wheelers will get over. So you've seen those 18-wheelers that are stopped on the side of the road, or even cars that are on the side of the road, changing a tire, car broke down, something of that nature. And a lot of 18-wheelers will get over into the other lane, even if it causes the other lane to slow down just a little bit. Not like run them off the road, but I mean just slow down a little bit. And that's because of the amount of wind that 18-wheelers produce whenever they pass something. It can be very significant, depending on what you're working on, depending on if there's extra tools on the ground. I mean, all sorts of trash and debris. It's pretty dangerous. So that's why that we pull over. We get on the other side of the road. A lot of places, especially a lot of states, it is mandated that any vehicles that have their hazards on or flashing lights, that you get over for them. They're mainly talking about first responders and anyone doing any kind of road construction, but I mean that kind of goes for everything, just to be on the safe side as much as possible. You don't know who's on the other side. Do they see the traffic coming through? Are they paying attention to kind of where you're driving at? Heaven forbid, we definitely don't ever want to clip someone or hit someone with our vehicles. Accidents happen and they're tragic. And so, I mean, that's just kind of a little bit more tidbit of why professional drivers do what they do. So it's a whole lot easier whenever you're in kind of the traffic that I'm in right now, where it's pretty laid back. There's not a whole lot of traffic going on, kind of in a rural part of a state. But up in the tri-state area where I did a couple runs this week, where it's packed like all the time. I mean, cars all over the place. It's extremely hard to get on and get off and to switch lanes and to move around. So just be mindful of that whenever you see 18-wheelers moving and kind of dodging from one lane to another. There's a good reason for it. It's not just because they're trying to take over the whole road or anything. So there is one more scenario that I don't know if I'm going to get video of, but I talked about. Sorry, I want to get past that bump. Whenever I talked about if you're on the on ramp, you got to speed up. These 18-wheelers, professional drivers, we do not like slowing down. Match our speed, get in a gap, even if it's small, get into a gap, and let us adjust otherwise. But I've seen where 18-wheelers have had to slam on their brakes because a passenger vehicle did not accelerate or de-accelerate to either get in front or get behind them, and so they had to make the option. Playing a chicken with an 18-wheeler, I'm going to tell you right now, the 18-wheeler is always going to win. Even with the big truck that I'm driving, I will not play chicken with an 18-wheeler. I'm not going to, see who gasses it first or hits on the brakes first. I will definitely give the right of way to the 18-wheeler. So I've seen way too many wrecks, heard way too many horror stories, watched too many YouTube videos of horrific accidents that happen. Don't want to be a part of it. So just be mindful whenever you're out there traveling. You know, the professional drivers, they got a job to do. They're trying to be as courteous and kind as possible, so just keep it safe out there.